Hello, everyone. How y'all doing? It's AKA Mario Hardy, or I should say Mario Hardy, AKA DJ Rad Top. And with me today, I have Amari, AKA DJ YungStylez. Let's give it up to Young Styles. What's going on?
Not much, man. Ready to talk about what's going on in the skate world and how things work. I can't wait. So, thanks for everyone tuning in if you're on here right now. So, I'm happy to be here.
All right, so everyone, today's show, what we're talking about is the story behind being a skate DJ. If you don't know, Amari, aka DJ Young Styles, is one of the greatest DJ. He's one. Keyword I'm gonna say one. I'm not gonna say he's the only one, but he's one of the greatest skate DJs on the East Coast. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk a little bit about him, so he can give you all a little background on who he's about, and then we're gonna talk about being a DJ, and then also working being a DJ all across the board, and then also being a skate DJ. So, Young
Mhm.
Styles, go ahead, give us a rundown. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I started DJing in 2018 in my auntie's garage, doing 4th of July parties. Nothing too crazy, just little parties here and there. And I started working at the rink in 2016. So I knew about skate music, but not too much. And then I really got deep into it. So I just took my time to actually learn it while I was still in high school, working at the rink. And ever since then, it's just been up. So I'm 23. I'm a young DJ actually in the skate world. So it's not a lot of young DJs in the skate world. It's a lot of older DJs in
Right,
the skate
right.
world, which a lot of people don't know about. So for me to be actually on the scene and doing it is pretty cool because a lot of the young DJs don't really make it or get the chance to even step foot in the door to make it. So it's kind of just been an honor and a true blessing. So I'm just loving it. So I keep pushing myself.
And you do, and I'm telling you, it's been like what you said, 2018. I remember when you
Hmm.
first came on the set, and I know your uncle. Look, I know your uncle because we were in the military together.
Hmm.
But one of the things is, I'm gonna say this is that you kind of came up quick. You came up extremely fast, especially in the skate industry. I mean, I'm telling you, you blew me away. I kind of like was like, wow, this dude has blown up. Now I remember when you was going back and forth between 71st and Utah. And now here it is,
Hmm.
you're going to Jersey, you're going to so many different states. And I mean, especially when you went down to ATL and represent. I mean, when you go down to ATL, Jersey, some of these bigger platforms, and you're able to
Hmm.
make and stay up there with those big, like I said, the older DJs that have been doing it for a while, and you right there with them. I'm telling you, that's an awesome thing.
Yeah, it's really a dope experience. I ain't got to go to Jersey yet, but
Oh, okay. Is that I
Hopefully
must say
Lit
that one
Nation
coming up?
get
That's
me up
coming up,
there.
right?
I've been closer. I don't even say I've been the farthest I've been up north is like Baltimore,
Okay,
that
okay.
around that range. I never went way up there yet, but it's on the bucket list. It's a goal, so it'll happen eventually. So hopefully I get there. But yeah, I done DJ'd. I'm gonna try to name all of them. Might miss some. Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. I done DJ'd and Maryland, California, Tennessee, and that's a VA, and that's really it so far. So
Okay.
it's been all over the East Coast just about. So hopefully I get to keep it up and keep going. So
So let me ask you this: since you've been a DJ,
mhm.
what? Tell me some. What are some of the things you like and some of the things you don't like?
Being a DJ. So I think downloading music is probably like my worst nightmare because music come out like every day.
Yeah.
So
No.
it's like you got to be on it. Like, and I have my slacker moments where I'll be like, okay, I ain't downloading the music today. I can't. I don't got the time for it. But then I have my days. I'm in the car and I hear a certain song and I'll be like, okay, today is the day I'm gonna download all
Yeah.
the music. And then another thing is just equipment. You got to keep up with your equipment. Making sure it's up to par, like your computer, your controller, like hard drives. Like that's another
Whew.
thing. You got to make sure you keep up to date with your stuff because not. it just go all crashing down. So, but you know, the good things about being a DJ is just, I don't know. That's to me, it just, I love the music. It's like a stress reliever, you know. So, um, I love like, to me, I think my favorite thing is like really just playing and scratching with the songs, you know, playing with the music, you know. But other than that, that's a, I don't know. It's like a, I don't have like the good stuff. It's not like too OD, but it's like a lot of bad stuff, but a lot of good stuff too. But I don't know. It's like a mixed emotions with it.
So give us, I mean, we're trying not to stay too negative, but give
Hmm.
us one or two things that are kind of on the bad side that kind of bothers you.
Um, really, I say like what I said before, like just getting the equipment and then staying up to par with music. You know, trying to learn music and understand it. So because I know a lot of people sometimes they don't understand music. What I mean by understanding is like they don't know how to, like, newer DJs don't know how to like read the BPMs right or
Right.
put certain songs together the right way. You know, because it's, to me, you got to tell a story. So if you're not telling a story, it's just like what's going on, you know? So
Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody's different though.
Hey, what's going on, Brad? Okay. We got
Oh,
someone
that's
already
pretty
pop
cool.
up
It
there.
popped up.
You see that? Okay. Yeah, Brad. Okay. Yeah, he's a photographer, videographer. I did an interview with him on Saturday. He's an awesome photographer, videographer.
Cool. That's what's up.
Yeah. So that and I can't, I mean, I agree 100% with you that the music piece is a challenge in itself. Because it's not just, a lot of people think all we do is just download it, but we have to download it, we have to listen to it, we have to understand the BPM, we have to try it out, we have to see how we're going to blend it, mix it,
Yep.
how it's going to work with what we're doing. Then we have to put it in a special crate. Depends on how you do your opera. I mean, your music is
Yep.
like put in a
Organizing them
crate.
and stuff.
So it's a lot of people. I tell people just the music portion of DJing is a full time job,
Yep.
and, and that's people. A lot of people don't understand that. So I know Young Styles, we have worked together a couple of times, and I know you pretty much have DJ on all platforms. Have you done a club yet?
Yeah, I have done clubs
Okay,
before.
I thought you have, but out of all the platforms of DJs, like from event services, the club
Hmm.
scene, the skate scene, outdoor scene, family scene, all the scenes. What platform do you like the most out of DJing?
Um, I got to say the skate world, but if I had to choose like a second runner-up platform, I got to say outside events. You know, I really had fun doing the parade. Actually, Granny, when we used to be in the Federal State Parade,
Right.
I thought that was so cool. I thought that was like really cool. I mean, even though I was on the back of the truck risking my life, I thought that was so cool. Like, I thought that was really cool just because everybody was just jamming out and everything. So I got to say skate world and being outside doing events. So
And you got a chance to perform. That's the biggest thing. I remember that when you're in the parade, you're able to perform and you're able to see people's reaction, like bam.
hmm.
And when we came through in the parade, we would go through, and when we hit that spot, you'll see people not jamming until like we get there, and then they start jamming. And
Hmm.
it's like it's a vibe that it's a good feeling to see. I mean, to see people vibing to what you're doing.
Yeah, I loved it. I definitely did loved it. So, um, I do a couple here and there Sweet 16s. I never did no corporate events yet. But I didn't really like the club kind of like thing. It was always some drama issues,
Right,
and I was
right,
just like, I don't got time for that. I'm here to DJ, make sure people have fun, be safe, and go home safe. That's it. So, but I'm glad I kind of stuck to it more as the rink because it's just something about being in the rinks, like it's different.
right.
Can't even explain it. It's just so different.
It's different, and I tell people all the time. I started, even though I got booed out the DJ booth, but when I started 16 at the skating rink in Atlanta, Old National College Park, and it was experience because when you actually get good at it, you're not getting booed. It's a great thing. But of course, nowadays they don't boo people out of DJ, but none of that stuff like they don't do like they used to do back in the 80s and 90s. So things are different now.
They do it a little bit. They don't. They just do it in a different way. They just take it to
Right,
social
right.
media now.
It's
So
not
it's just
no.
like,
Now, trust me, when you got people throwing stuff at the DJ booth, boo, boo,
whoa,
okay,
that's crazy.
yeah, it's a whole ATL was just one of those places like back then,
Hmm.
because back then the skating rink was the major platform. A lot of hip hop artists, they were until they perform at the skating rink, that was the platform to where if you want people to know who you are, go to the local
Hmm.
skating rink and do your thing.
Yep.
And so now, like of course, time technology has changed that, but that was that platform. So,
Hmm.
skate DJ, give us, please explain to people, and I want people to understand. There's a difference to where what I do is I go to the skating rink and I play music as a DJ. I'm not a skate DJ. But what you do, you're an actual skate DJ. Kind of gives people an understanding what that means.
Um. All right. Some people they hate labeling themselves as skate DJ. I label myself as a skate DJ, but to me, it's a certain kind of music that we listen to in the rink. So it used to be really hard to find. Like you couldn't get this music if you go on the internet, you couldn't find it. You can go on anywhere, you cannot find it unless you actually connect with the producer that made the actual track,
Right,
or you went to an actual veteran DJ that had the track. So it's a lot easier now to find it now, but it's just a certain style of what we listen to. It's very underground. It's not really popular unless you was actually skating and you were traveling on the national scene. I didn't start traveling on the national scene till 2016, 2017. And at that time, yeah, I was DJing, but I wasn't in the skate scene as deep as a DJ. I was still trying to get the understanding. So I took my time to really understand the music, the craft, because each city has their own style of
right,
music.
right,
So it's now like in Atlanta, they got a lot of styles, but they got this thing called riding. If you go to Detroit, they have they love the old classic joints. You go to Jersey, they love house music. You go to Chicago, they love JB music. Florida, they love shuffle skate music. Each state and city has their own style just about. So I really had to take the time to understand, because if you just a club DJ coming in, it's not going to work out.
right,
Like, so, because it's more like we have to always have a constant beat.
right,
We can't just flip flop. You can't just pause a track and start another track. It's like we always got to have a constant beat. So it took
right.
a while to really understand skate music, because I wasn't used to that. I was coming off from the club scene, doing sweet 16s, turning people up, and jumping in. It was more like, oh wow, I done messed them up. I done messed up their groove, because
Transition, right,
in the skaters mindset, they're grooving, they always on the beat. But when you mess up their beat pattern and their flow of what they doing, it throws them off, and they're gonna look at you like, "Hey,
right,
buddy, what you got going on up there?" So it really took a lot of time to understand skate music, you know. And I mean, it takes a lot of time understanding club music too. Also, yeah, you can get it from anywhere, but also it just depends on what environment you in the club. So it's some pros and cons on both sides. But when you take the time to learn it, hey, you in the ball game. That's how I see it.
right. And you said something earlier, and I want people to understand. I understood because I'm a skater, so I understood what you were
Hmm.
saying. But you have a lot of people that probably don't understand. When you said JB music, what is JB? Please take time
So
to explain that, because a lot of people don't know
JB
what that is.
JB is really stands for James Brown. It's that's what, if you go to Chicago, they mimic his moves, like his
Right,
kicks, his splits. So that's what JB stands for. A lot of people don't know that. JB music is really a popular thing now. It wasn't so popular like a couple years back. But JB stands for James Brown. And they have their own style of music. Every style has their own style of music. So,
right.
but that's what JB stands for, James Brown.
And pretty much JB skaters, they pretty much their moves. are like the James Brown moves. The way
Mm-hmm.
their style of skating is a JB
Mm-hmm.
style, so it's like they're doing more of a James Brown but on skates.
Yep.
And I that's one of the things I have to get people to understand coming up. Like as you grow, I know I got like, who I'm not even gonna talk about my age, but I know I got quite a few years over you. But coming up as a skater, you get introduced, especially if you're doing a lot of traveling to different skate rinks. You kind of
Mm-hmm.
you get familiar with different styles. And if
Yep.
you ever DJ, like I DJ'd in Georgia, Alabama, when it comes to skating, Georgia, Alabama, Korea, because Korea don't have a skating rink. Most of the stuff is outdoors, so it's kind of
Wow.
like it's different. So your style of skating is different. Like shuffle skating is probably one of the most popular ones, because you'll see a lot of shuffle. No matter you go out to a skate rink in the middle of nowhere, and majority of the time they're doing shuffling. So when you go in
Yep.
and you do JB movement or freestyling, that's when they like a lot of people lose their mind because they're not familiar or they're not used to it.
Used to
But
seeing
JB,
that
like you
other
said,
style.
JB's not become more popular now because,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, a couple of years back, it wasn't when I first started working at here in 2000. What was that 2013? JB was really just starting to get established here in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So it was only like maybe two, three skaters that knew it. But now you go to the skating rink to like today, half the skating rink are going to be JV skaters.
Yep.
So that's something. Then as a DJ, we have to understand the styles of that's another reason why I tell people is like being a skate DJ is different because you have to understand the styles of skating.
Yep.
And it's hard to DJ for people that are sober versus people that are drunk.
Yeah, it's definitely hard. It is really hard. Now, when you at a national party, they all just
Ooh,
be drunk and messed up. So they don't. But you know, when they in a sober moment and they just trying to get that stress, you know, because when you go to the rinks to really relieve that stress, you know, somebody you don't never know what's going on in somebody's life. And, you know, some people just pick it up as a hobby. Some people just pick it up as just a stress reliever,
right.
clear their mind. And you know, when they're sober at that moment, or just you know, they really want to listen to some good music, and they in the rink for a reason, so they want to hear some skate music, man. So it's really hard because skaters are picky. And some people say skaters not picky.
They
No, they are picky. You know, they
extremely picky.
I think they're more picky than people in the club. You know, because
They
that's
are.
just my opinion.
I'm gonna tell you this. You are absolutely right. The skaters, I tell people all the time, if you really want to understand where you stand at as a DJ,
Hmm.
go to the skating rink. And
Yep.
because the skating rink platform, the skate DJ platform, if all I've done all the different platforms. The skate platform is the most hardest platform to
Yep.
perform as a DJ because you have to understand the type of skaters. You have to have the right music, which again, skate music, I mean, it's starting to become mainstream now, but 3 years ago, like you said, it was completely like you got to have the secret password to get the music.
Yep.
So it's a little bit different. So it's a little bit more challenging because of how difficult it is to get the music, but then actually the type of clientele that you're dealing with, they're the hardest clientele to deal with. They're the hardest customers, the hardest ones to please because everybody wants to hear their song.
Yeah.
You
But
got your JB skaters, they don't want to hear shuffle music, and shuffle music skaters don't want to hear JB skate. So you have to find a balance to keep everybody happy.
yeah, we gotta find that. Well, I mean, you can't. To me, I had to figure out you can't please everyone. You
Right.
can play all the songs in the world. You can hit every style, and still somebody's not going to be happy.
Right.
Or you ain't played enough of my style music, or you ain't played enough of this song. So at the end of the day, I know I tried. So I just once I give them my best and I give them my all. If you still unpleased, hey, I'm sorry. Try again. I mean,
Right.
maybe it just wasn't the night. I don't know, but you know, I tried my best to please everyone, which you can't. So
Right.
I just keep it going.
And and explain to people, and this is and see what it is. I know that we have just so you know, we have a group of DJs that's actually this is being streaming on their page as well.
Hmm.
That are some of them are just now getting started. And a lot of them have never been exposed to DJing and skate rink. explain to them what type of equipment do you use when you DJ. Give them a rundown of what type of equipment you use when you DJ at the skate ring.
So right now, I'm using a Pioneer DDJ SX2. I have a 2018 MacBook Pro. Um, Really, we don't have to bring speakers unless you need a monitor. I know how to do both. I don't need a monitor because when I first started DJing in the rink, I never had a monitor because our booth monitor was messed up. So yeah, I kind of know how to do both of them, but you don't really have to bring a whole lot of stuff versus like if you're doing a Sweet 16, you got to bring speakers, you got to bring lights, you got to bring what microphones, you got to bring a lot of stuff. It's just really your board and your computer, your cords that you need, and that's it. You need a microphone. If you don't got a microphone, the rink most of the time have a microphone for you too also. So I don't really have to bring a lot of stuff. It's the easy, quick setup. Um, so that's what you really need to be in the rinks, versus just doing Sweet 16s. You know.
What's the when you think of and I want people to understand that his equipment breakdown, because the next question is going to kind of explain the pricing, because like the next question is more so of what's the average pay that you get for being a skate DJ when you go out and you do your
Mhm.
different skate events, like when you travel to Charlotte, to Atlanta, to Georgia. I know their prices are different because you have to travel, but
Mhm.
what's the average amount of money you make from being a skate DJ?
The average price, I say you're gonna make between just doing adult nights, maybe 350, maybe 500 at the most. You don't really get paid that much in the skate world, which is very underrated in the skate world. I mean, some DJ now, if you're a veteran DJ, it's different. They have a bigger following base. They have
Right.
way more experience in the skate world. They don't travel way more across the country, so they know. They just know. But me, like being a younger DJ, just still trying to get that experience and still learn. I'm not making as much. So, and then another thing, if you're trying to get in the skate world for money, just go ahead and clear that off your mind. I learned this from being at Skateathon last year when I was in a DJ conference with Killer B. It was a lot of, I'm gonna try to name all the DJs, but Killer B, Arson, my mentor DJ Trends, Miss DJ Tone. These are all skate DJs I'm naming, by the way. DJ Wild Child, DJ Joe Bowen. It was a huge conference, but mostly veteran DJs. And I remember them telling me this: if you're getting in here for money, fame, or just popularity, just take that out your mind. It's
Right.
not gonna happen. So, and that instantly changed the way I had thought about the skate world of DJing. Because at first I was getting, oh, I'm gonna make a lot of money, I'm gonna do this, I'm about to raise up to the top and be really popular. But once the OG veterans told me it's not about that,
Right.
I was just like, huh. And then they asked me this one question: why are you in the skate world as a DJ? Why are you in here for? And then it dawned on me, why am I in here for? Why I'm DJing for the skate world? And it just popped out, and I told them, I was like, hey, I'm in here because I'm in love with the music. I just love DJing. And I told them my background and my story, and they were just like, "Now you see, you're gonna make it." And I was like, "Oh wow, okay." You know what I'm saying? Because it's not about the money. It's about pleasing. Getting the skate world is just it's so deep. You really won't understand unless you really get it. It's really deep.
Right.
And I don't think about the money no more. I don't think about popularity no more. It's more about just the love for it.
Right.
You got to be really in love with it. So,
And
yeah.
a lot of people don't understand. And this is one of the things I've learned is when you have a passion for being a DJ and a
Mm,
passion of being a skater, um, you have to sacrifice your skate time, which in my case, skating is my outlet, is my stress reliever.
hmm.
When I first came
So
on the
true.
set here, and I think you're pretty much almost. I think we're kind of like came on the same way. When I first came in, is the skating room was in need of a good DJ, and like everything you said about skate DJ, about the beats have to be smooth, the transitions have to be able to maintain without being an interruption. We didn't
Mm-hmm.
really have that in Fayetteville. Besides
Yep.
When Gilbert Bays Sr. left the scene, that was probably the only DJ that kept a consistent mix or blend of music on a normal basis. So when he left, we didn't really have a good DJ in our community. So I know when I stepped in, like I said, when I first retired from the military and had the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to, I had to give up skating just because there was a need for a good DJ that can play some good music. When you came on the scene, you came in on 71st, and again, they in dire need of a good DJ, and you took that platform and you tore that platform apart and rebuilt it into now. I mean, and this is one thing people have to understand. DJ YungStylez, he came in and we went years. I've been here in Fayetteville
Mm-hmm.
pushing, trying to get adult skate night just for skaters.
Yep.
And that is so critical because then, as a skater, you're not having to do the Mission Impossible jump over kids. You're not having to dodge skate mates. You're not having to dodge non-skaters. When you have an adult skate night, you're able to really, I mean, as a skater, you're really to get into your zone with
Yep.
no interruptions.
Yep.
And I think that was one of the things that you did between you and Hal. Mr. When Hal is just for those who know, Hal is one of the managers. He's the actual main manager at the 71st location at the Utah. Oh, excuse me, like for Roundabout Skate Center. But between the two of y'all came together and y'all built that platform to where now I think it was what we've been going strong now since 2020.
Yeah, 2020. So about it's been about almost 3 years that we've been going strong.
Oh, yep,
So
yep, 3 years now. Yeah, so that's right. Yeah, because it's 2023, so it's been, yeah, absolutely. It's been
hmm
3 years, and since then, um, we've actually have an outlet to where we don't have to go all the way to Raleigh to
yep.
have an adult night,
Yep.
and that's one of the things that this young DJ again. How old was you when you did this?
At the time
21.
I wasn't even 20. I was 20
I
actually.
think 20. Yeah.
Yep, I was 20. It took a while to actually push this adult night in Fayetteville because just the our rink in general is old school. They're more kid environment,
Family
so
oriented,
and
right?
it's family oriented. So it was just really hard to really start a adult night and get that. Okay, go ahead and go. We're gonna see how this start, and just really building it up. Because adults, they got other things to do. A lot of adults got other things. They got bills to pay, or
Right.
they're about to go to the club. So just getting adults into the rink is another problem. So it was just like problem after problem after problem. But I kind of just stayed determined and just I just had to keep pushing. And I kind of it worked out. At
Right.
first it didn't work out for me. Um, it didn't work out for me. I would say that because I had my ups and downs. It did not work out for me because I started doing adult nights before Wednesday. I started doing adult nights on Sundays,
Mhm.
and it didn't work out. So I took the time to step back and read my area in North Carolina. So I kind of looked up every rink in North Carolina, took my time, and was like, what place don't have an adult night on a certain night? When do the adult nights start? What time do they start?
Right.
And once I took that time and figured it out, I said, okay, nobody does nothing on Wednesday, so let me give it a shot on Wednesday. And I built up the Wednesday nights, me and Mr. Howell. And after COVID, I say probably like around I say like the end of COVID, just about that's when things kind
Mm.
of picked up. But I mean, we was kind of doing like a speakeasy thing, because we didn't have we couldn't it was only like a certain capacity that we could have, so it was packed already, but it won't like OD packed, like we couldn't go past these certain amount of numbers.
Right. Right.
And after that, once we was like full limit, it just went up from there. And so it's been kind of really cool how far it came and then how strong it's still going. So
Right. and then from there you was able to, it's like, and that's one of the biggest things, the OG, the kind of like the older skaters, the skate
Hmm.
DJs, let me say that, they told you, you came in your mindset, when you understood the importance and the sacrifices that you were going to have to make to do this, you stepped into it with no problems. You came in into a community, a skate community that I
Yep.
have seen that was extremely difficult to build, and you came in and you did it within almost a year's time frame.
Yep.
I mean, you and Mr. Howe, y'all came in and y'all were able to build something that was I mean, was like a high, like everybody wanted it, but nobody could build it up. I mean, I've sat back and seen numerous people, including club managers, club owners, club promoters,
Hmm.
come in so many different angles and promote it. And as a skate DJ, you was able to have a major impact on the skate community. And I
Yep.
tell people all the time, it's like, for you to be 23 years old, you're 23 now, but
Hmm.
back then you was younger, and your mindset, you had an older mindset at a young age, and
Yeah.
you learn real quick about business orientation as well, and you was able to make adjustments, focus on that, and at the same time build yourself up, build up your experience, your knowledge,
Hmm.
and you didn't get caught up like what some of the DJs nowadays, and I'm just talking about DJs in general, they get caught up in this, I'm the most famous DJ in the world, and trying to get caught up into the image portion of it. So you never get caught up in that.
Yeah.
You maintained, you was basic, and your growth came as you grew, trying to do things for the community. And it's
Hmm.
like as the community grew, you grew. And that's like the perfect connection, the perfect thing to have as a DJ in general, because there's not too many DJs that can go in and may have an impact on the community. And you had a
Hmm.
major impact on the community. And so
And see, I just really, I won't say I'm the best skate DJ in the world. I mean, I just try to do my best, but
right,
I just, keep myself humble because,
right.
God can take
That's
something from me at any time. So I just
absolutely.
really try to remain humble as best as I can. Um, and that's it. I stay humble and stay focused. That's my go-to right there. Humble and focused.
So after all the things you have done, here it
Hmm.
is. It's 2023. Would you go back and change it if you had a chance to go back in time to change it? Would you change anything?
Nah, nope.
Everything's everything's pretty much set like it's supposed to be, right?
Yep, everything is really set how it's supposed to be. I didn't know it was gonna fall in place as fast. Really, it was to me. It was more like it was coming fast, but it was coming slow. Because
Right,
like I really didn't get onto the national scene till like I got on the scene, but I was doing like meet and greet. Because they you in the skate world of national scene, you have to like start in the meet and greet, and then you'll work your way inside of the ring. So basically, if you can rock a meet and greet, you can rock a national party in the ring. You know what I'm saying? And meet and greet is basically just a daytime party where all the skaters they come from across the country, internationally to also, see each other, love each other, buy skate wheels, skate merchandise like DJ shirts and stuff, and just talk to each other and they dance and everything. So they start you off in there, and then once they see you have potential or you doing good and you're consistent, and then you get into the ring, and that's where it happened to me. I was doing a couple meet and greets. I kept it going, and after that, once I got into the ring, that was it. Everybody seen my potential, um, and they loved it. So now it's just been a constant thing. I keep going, keep getting more bookings, so it's pretty cool.
now do you love to travel?
I think that's my favorite part is the traveling part. Because really it's just me going to different areas and experience where they from. And me being a skater first. 'Cause I was a skater first. A lot of people
Right.
don't know that I was a skater first, and just me going there first and experience, and now going as a DJ is like a total different ball game. Cause me, it's just like my first time going to Baltimore. I'm gonna give a little example. I came as a skater first, and that was like 2017. And then I had a ball. but coming back as a DJ. Nobody knows me, but they see me skate and they're like, "Wow, what is he going to do? What is he going to show?" And me just rocking out and seeing that whole rink rocking, it was just like, "Wow, I'm really DJing," and I was just skating here like 3 or 4 years ago.
Right.
And it's just like, wow. So it's just really cool to see that now, other than me skating, I'm DJing there or DJing somewhere else is like pretty cool. So
Now, you ever get to the point where you're doing so good that you want to just put on your skates and run out there and skate real quick and come back?
um it really do get like that. Like, but me, I was just like, nah, I can't do it to myself because it just take one time for that music to stop. You
Right,
like, oh, I'm
right,
on my
right.
skates. Oh Lord, I'm embarrassed. But it's been multiple times. Actually at Skateathon, and I was DJing and stuff like that, and I was like, man, I want to put my skates on so bad.
I know those
So
skateathons, when you go to those skateathons, I mean, they be having so much fun, and then I mean, I've never done, I can't speak from a DJ experience because I never DJ skateathon, but I can just imagine how difficult it is to stay behind that booth and behind those on that controller and still
hmm
keep music and seeing how much fun everybody's having out there on the skate floor.
it's amazing. It's a sight to see. Like it's something crazy. Like I don't know. Like it's really hard to explain because like when it first happened to me, I was like really really nervous. Like I was like, oh my god, my heart was out my chest. But like seeing them rock out to me playing music that they love and just seeing them like it's like a wave.
Right.
A lot of people don't know that because when most of the time you DJ a national event, you're kind of sitting high up, but you just see the whole rink just going up and down, and it's like, whoa. Is when I actually seen that wave and I kept seeing it, I was like, man, that is something crazy, something crazy.
I can imagine. Look, I just recently before my back procedure, that's why I went out there because I said, well, you know what? Let me go out here one more time and get my because it's very rare I'm able to get out and skate because of I DJ a lot. I went
hmm
out there that was not too long, about 2 weeks ago,
yeah,
and
it was
went out
about two
there
weeks ago. Yeah.
and man, I'm like, look, if I could be just like 20 years younger, I would have been out there the entire time. But I went out there for like 15, 20 minutes and I like, whoo, got my workout. Okay, let me go sit my butt down because I haven't skated a long time. But like now, I mean, I had a feeling that because they say something about my back procedure, that there's a chance that the stuff that I used to do, I won't be able to do. So I said, let me go out here and enjoy skating one more time just in case. And then I got
hmm
my back procedure now. I'm going through that, and hopefully I'll be back on skates here soon. But that's something that when you DJ, you change their energy in the room. You
hmm
like if you are a real skater, and when I say this, real skaters can skate to anything.
Yep.
Care what it is, you can skate to it.
You
The
can. That
way
I
you
say that all the time.
the way you DJ, it is almost impossible not to skate to the music because you play a variety. A lot of people don't like as a DJ. I can hear what you're doing and understand it crystal clear as a DJ and as a skater. But a lot of DJs, or excuse me, a lot of skaters don't understand that the way you're doing it, you're maintaining a balance to where your
hmm
JB skaters, your shuffle skaters, your freestylers, it's like you created the perfect balance harmony of a skating ring, and you don't have to make no drastic changes in the
hmm
music. And I think that is one of those things that you got to be extremely talented to do that as a DJ. So like this, when it comes to the skate arena, you have it on lockdown, and that's something to where a lot of like skaters, a lot of them appreciate the sacrifices that you make, because once upon a time, what used to be in Fayetteville is we used to have to listen to playlists,
Yeah.
the
It was playlist for the longest time.
for a very long time. So you in that playlist, you'll have a nice little pause. You go from 95 BPM to 138. I mean, and it was like so now there's a balance to where it now changes the whole environment. And that's one of the things
hmm
that I want people to understand. You made a big sacrifice because a skater to give up skating, now you
It
didn't
took a
completely
lot.
give it up, but you do more DJing than you do skating.
Yeah, I do a lot, and and I'm not used to that. I had to really adjust because always been in the rink and I always been a skater, and I've been skating for about 5, 6 years now. So me making that switch and actually become a DJ, and like now I can't even skate on my favorite nights no more. Like I really had to make like a big sacrifice. So a lot of people don't even like see me skate in the rinks. Like when I go to Charlotte now and they see me skating, they're like, "What you doing here? We thought you was DJing." I was
Right.
like, "I still skate. I just don't have time for it." So
Right.
even same with Raleigh when they see me come skating. So like every time people see me skate now, they just be really shocked that I'm actually skating and not DJing, because I DJ so much now. Which, it's like, hey, if you want something to work out, you got to give up something to
Right.
make it work out. So, I didn't mind that because I really wanted to really get into DJing and actually learn the craft. So yeah, and it's been working out perfectly. So I'm just been blessed.
So what would you do if someone wanted to get into and that's why right now I know we have young ones that come into the skating rink, and we
Hmm.
know how it works in the skating rink, where there are multiple tasks. They're the floor guard, they're issued out skates, and then they're DJing, and they're trying to learn. What would you do to
Hmm.
teach someone to be a good DJ, or in some cases, in your case, a skate DJ? What would be the first thing that you would tell them or teach them?
Um, you gotta skate first. You gotta actually skate first, and you gotta travel. Because if you just trying to start DJing, you're not gonna understand. And when I say travel, you got to go to these national parties. You got to start going on adult nights, because that's how you will understand the music. Really traveling and go to, and I haven't hit every style yet, and like not every style, but every city yet. In that main style, but I took the time to at least still try to understand it, asking a DJ from that city. Like I don't know Detroit style, but I know a little bit of the music because I asked one of their DJs out there, "Hey, what kind of music you listen to? Can you give me some pointers?"
Right.
Um, so just take the time to skate first and travel to learn the actual, just the passion, the love, the style of it. And then once you learn all of that and you mash that in like some mashed potatoes, go ahead and take that time and start practicing on your stuff what you got. And it is not going to come quick, and a lot of people
Right.
think it's going to come quick. Like you can go to a club and you get a booking that next night.
Uh-huh.
It's not going to come quick like that. Because you have to really build your reputation up. You really have to build your following up. I didn't have no reputation, I didn't have no following, and I took the time to build it up from the ground. Now I have a good amount of followers. I got a pretty good reputation, so now it's just about building yourself up, because once you build yourself up and people start recognizing you and they start to know you, everything else just come in. It just comes in. So, and that's what I did. I just took the time. I've been consistent. um, so you're gonna have your up and downs. I don't
Yeah.
have, sometimes I'm DJing, my stuff crash. Mario, you don't help me out on that. So
Yeah.
and one, you'll have some ups and downs, you'll have some bad nights. Because every DJ always have a bad night.
Right.
But it's not, to me, I always put it, my mentor told me this, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish.
Right. Right. Right.
So, and I always try to finish out. If I messed up on some blends or something like that, and I know the crowd know I messed up, I'll be like, okay, keep it going. So I always try to finish out strong.
And that you do very well. I mean, if you make a mistake, I never could tell. I mean, I know I don't go as much as I used to, but like when you DJ, you're always
I
up
try
there.
to be. I always, I don't know. I think it's like me being a Virgo. We like had to be like some perfectionist, and I just try to be perfect as I can. I'm not gonna always
Right.
be perfect. I always have slip ups too. That's just how it is in the DJ world. You're gonna always have some slip ups. So I mean, I just try to finish out strong. If I slip up in that moment, I'm like, I still got time to get back on track. So, because you're going, like in the skate world, you can actually lose the skaters because they'll just be like, okay, they'll just zone out and just stop moving. And a lot of people don't know, like, you know how you can be DJing and you watch the middle of the floor.
Mhm.
You're really not supposed to watch the middle of the floor, because
Right.
you never know, they're either tired or they're just trying to talk. And I
Right.
had to learn, like, because I always used to watch the middle of the floor. I had to learn, like, stop watching the middle of the floor and watch the people on the outside.
Outside. There you go.
You got to watch that outside, because the people on the outside, they're skating. They're not tired. They're getting a jam on. You know
They
what I'm
control the
saying?
tempo. They control the
Hmm.
tempo.
So
And
once I see people jamming on the outside, I'm like, okay,
yeah.
we in there.
Now, when you see the outside start to slow down, when everybody starts to slow down, then there's something wrong.
Yep,
But
there's
when
something
that
wrong.
outside, when they, like I said, when they're on the outside and they're rolling, hey,
Hmm.
you're doing the right thing. I mean, I like a lot. I still have, I have to. Some of the problems I have is I'm 50 years old. I'm kind of stuck in my way of
Hmm.
DJing, and it's a transition to where, for me, the skate platform is the most challenging because you got to change with the
Hmm.
crowd. You can't come in with the same, like I can go out and rock a wedding, rock a birthday party, rock a wedding, do great things, and then come to the skating rink and I feel like I'm starting at the basics
Hmm.
because everything when you go in, you have to think it's not like the other night. It's a
Yep.
whole new session.
Yep.
So you can't come in and think you can get away with doing the same old same because they're gonna let you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
they definitely gonna let you know, and
and
it's really hard, because like certain skaters, they like a certain song, they always like that certain song, and sometimes you can't always play that certain song all the time because
right,
it get tiring or they get tired of hearing
right,
it. So you constantly, and then like it's hard finding skate music, but it's easy now. But it's just you constantly have to find like different skate songs and stuff like that. So
right.
it's a lot, but I just try my best to make it work out, as best as I can. Trying to really, it's just really understanding your crowd, because that's really hard, especially going to a different state. You ain't
Right,
never been there before,
right,
and you're like, okay, what do they like? What don't they like? And you're just figuring out while you're DJing. But like once you do figure out and you hit that groove spot, oh man, it's something beautiful. I
I
got it.
know. And let me ask you this, and this is
Hmm.
just a question more so for my DJs. I like skaters and everybody else might not understand this question, but my DJs will understand this question.
Hmm.
What set works best for you? 4 hour set, 3 hour set, or a 2 hour set?
Oh no, it had to be between 3 or 4 hours.
Okay. And why is that?
Because to me, excuse me, like if I'm gonna just do an example. If I'm doing a 4 hour set, skaters like a good warm up. You can't just start off fast pace because they got to stretch. They trying to you get like when you get on the floor, you got to get your wheels warmed and everything. So
Hmm.
you got to give a good warm up, and it's just better because when you're skating, you're actually losing weight. So you're really putting on a good workout, and I just feel like a longer set is just better because you can tell what a tempo is going to be at. When you like in that last hour, you like, yeah, I'm about to kick it up a notch. I'm about to make their legs break.
Right,
And it's just when a shorter set, you don't have time to really tell your story through the music,
right,
you know, and it don't give them enough time to actually break a sweat. I
right,
want the skaters to break a sweat. So that's why I either choose between a 3 or 4 hour set, shoot, maybe 5 hour set.
right,
But like the difference is crazy because doing adult nights, you'll probably get 3 to 4 hours. But on a national scene, you either do 5, 6,
right,
sometimes 7.
right,
So I think Job Biscuit, they're doing like a 7. I think it was like a 7 to 7 thing,
right.
and I was just like, whew, that's wow. And like there's gonna be skaters in their sleep.
Right. Some of your
So.
major, I'm telling you, some of your major skate communities, like I said, I know Indianapolis. I saw in Indianapolis, they do a 6 hour set.
Mhm.
They do a regular 6 hour set weekly. That's a
Mhm.
norm. Atlanta, they do like a 6 hour, 5 to 6 hour, depends on what skate rink you go to.
Mhm.
Some of your larger cities are doing a 5 to at least a minimum of 4, but they're going from 4 to 6. No, I noticed here
Mhm.
in North Carolina, the highest I've ever seen is maybe a 5 hour set. I haven't seen a 6 hour set, but
Yeah. I feel like most sets I've seen, like what you said, is the longest I've seen was probably 6 hours. But I think we only get those 5 hour sets when it's like a small party.
right,
But most of the time, like if you go to Cakes, Their Saturday nights is 4 hour sets. If you go to their Thursday, it's 3 hour sets. Fayetteville's a 3 hour set. Raleigh's a 3 hour set, and Greensboro, there's a 2.5 hour, but
Right.
almost 3 hour set.
Right.
So I feel like in North Carolina, you're gonna get at least almost 3 to 4 hours of skating. If you come to a party down here, now road in the Carolinas, that's a national event, so most of their
Right.
sets is going to be long. But
Right.
if it's not a national event, just a regular adult night, it's going to be between like a 3 and 4 hour set.
Right. And people don't understand there's a big difference when you're doing a 4 hour set and then you have to do a 2 hour and 30. Like you're kind of like cutting yourself in half, and
Mm-hmm.
then you have to. There's a lot of things you have to change, and then there's a difference to where when you're doing an adult set and when you're doing a family oriented set,
Mm-hmm.
because the actual target audience is completely different, and
Mm-hmm.
you have to kind of change it up a little bit.
Yep.
And a lot of and believe it or not, a lot of some skaters don't understand that. As a DJ, we have the hardest job to try to balance that to where you got your professional, well gifted skater versus 5-year-old what's his Junebug
Mm-hmm.
who's learning how to skate for the first time for SkateMate.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a bad mixture to a degree. But as a DJ, we have to find a balance.
Yep. Got
And
to
a lot of
find
people
that
don't understand
balance.
how difficult that can be sometimes. so
It definitely be difficult trying to find that balance. It is. So,
so Young Styles, what would be your thing if you had to take time out to mentor a young DJ that was getting started?
mhm.
What would be the first thing that you would tell him or her to invest in as far as equipment?
First, the first thing you're gonna have to get is a computer. Get you a good computer, Windows. I start off on a Windows computer before I got me a MacBook. Just for starters, get you a good Windows computer. And then a good starters DJ controller. You can get a Pioneer SB. I think they have the SB 3 out right now.
Right,
Get you a good small controller. Get you a Now always have you a good hard drive. To me, in my opinion, just start off with a good hard drive, because if you get you a bad hard drive and you get some music, you don't want to lose your music. So
right,
just go ahead and start off with a good hard drive. So it'll last you a good bit. And find you some good, get you a good DJ software. There's a lot of them, but in my opinion, I always been with Serato. So I'm gonna
right,
tell them to get Serato. And get you. They don't have to have the best headphones, but get you a pair of Beats. They're expensive, but not too OD.
right,
Get you a good pair of Beats, and just take the time and practice. And then the first thing I'll tell them to practice on is blends, because you have in a DJ, that's for both sides of the world, skate world and club world. You got to know how to blend. To me, in my opinion,
right,
so learn how to blend. Take the time to learn how to blend. Work your BPMs. And once you learn how to blend and you do your BPMs and stuff like that, it's time to start going out the box. Start learning how to scratch, baby scratch, crab scratch. I think it's another one. The click flare. It's a lot of them. So, and that's
right,
what that's what I'm doing right now. When I first started DJing, I only worked on blends, but I couldn't scratch to save my life. And then I heard, excuse me, I heard this guy named DJ Jammin, and I heard T Nice, and they was like DJing, and they was like going crazy. It was scratching like, I was like, oh snap, that go hard. So now that I know how to blend, and I've been taking the time to learn how to scratch. So, and but just beginner DJs, just get you a good Windows, get you a Pioneer. I recommend getting a small controller, because you don't need a big controller since you're a beginner DJ. Now, if you have the money for it and you just want a big controller, okay, go ahead and invest in it. But just starting off, have you something small. Get you some DJ speakers. You don't need. I say get one for just to start a base. Try to find you a package deal if you can,
right, right.
and just take it on from there. And then once you do get better over time, upgrade your stuff, you know, upgrade your DJ controller, try to get the newest one, try to get the best MacBook, you know, get some more hard drives, um, get better speakers, you know, and you know, me just being a blessing, like I didn't even have to like, you know, you used to help me out getting using your speakers, you know.
Right.
And somebody, my mentor, ended up blessing me with speakers, you
Right.
know. So I didn't even have to go buy speakers, you know. It's always good to have good connections and you know build relationships with people
Right.
because you never know. You know what I'm saying? Like it might just always. I always got blessed with something while being a DJ. You know, I remember one lady I was DJing. I was in Tennessee, matter of fact, DJing, and this wasn't even in the skating rink. I was just I had went down there for work, and I was in the club, and I was just passing out my DJ card, trying to see if they had any rinks or anything out there. And they didn't have no DJ in this club for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know. And they asked me if I could DJ, and I was like, sure, you know, I don't mind. I got my equipment. They already had a DJ controller up there, so I was just DJing, just rocking out, having fun. I seen the crowd was having fun, and the lady, she blessed me with two brand new hard drives. And I mean,
Oh
what
wow.
was yeah, it was Western Digital hard drives. She blessed
Good
me with
ones.
two of them. And I was like, wow. She was like, I didn't have a lot of people, but you know, I did have these two hard drives that I had just bought and I couldn't use them. So I'm giving them to you. And I was like, I surely can use them, you know? So it's just been really cool. You know, everybody has some good kind hearts out here and they will bless you with something, you know?
Right.
So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let me ask you this. This will be the last
mhm,
question.
mhm.
Um, how much of your personal time do you spend prepping for your sets, your DJ sets? How much personal time do you actually have to allocate just to get ready?
See, to be honest, I really I don't even prep. Like I practice, yeah, I practice on songs and stuff like that, but like I don't never practice on like an actual set. You know,
Or
when
what
I
is it?
go,
Not really to practice people.
mhm,
Like when I say prep, I'm sorry. Like
mhm.
prep. Like what do you what type of things do you do when you prep? Like do you build crates? Do you do you do anything like
Nope. I
okay?
just go. I go in there with a free mindset. Like everything I do is just off really a freestyle. I can't even lie. Like I don't know what I'm about to play when I go out of town. I don't know what I'm about to play every time I DJ Wednesday. I don't. I just go in there with a free mindset because I really just try to read the crowd, what they're feeling, you know. And because if I feel like if I put myself in that, let me, I'm gonna do this set right here. Now I'm preparing, and now I feel like I'm gonna get stuck because I gotta constantly keep doing sets versus going there and freestyle and have fun and just, you know, rock out, you know.
So you have
So
more freedom. And the reason why I asked that question is I was trying to show that even though as a skate DJ, it is the hardest platform, you have the most freedom
yep.
because you don't have to go in and prep crates or prep like you're going to do a 16 birthday party.
Mhm.
It's a
Yep.
whole different scenario because you're given limitations when you have to go do an event for people, but when you're able to go on a set for DJ, you're free.
Yep.
That's one of the things I do love about DJ skating rink. You have that freedom to where you don't have limitations.
Mhm.
The only
It's
limitation
all
you have
freedom.
is to the crowd. Is the crowd. So that's why I was asking that question, just so I know. Like with you, I remember you telling me before, you just show up.
Yeah, I just show up and you know I just go from there. Because if you go in with in the skateboard, if you're going with a set and they not feeling your set, you stuck. You know, because you don't
Right.
practice on the set day and night, and now you just stuck. So I just go in there with a free mindset, rock out. So it would lead you because you have to really read the skate world crowd. You know if they're feeling it, not feeling it. So that's why I just go in there with a free mindset and just freestyle. You know, I never go in there with a set playlist. None of that. If I downloaded a new song, sometimes I might not even try it out that night. You
Right.
know, I might
Right.
just wait. You
It's
know.
that it's that vibe that you're feeling
Hmm.
because you might get and see. I think that's one of the things to where um one of the things as a DJ and this is across the board. There's a lot of DJs are going to understand what I'm about to say. If you are house, I would say house DJ. When I say house DJ, you are like the primary DJ for that location.
Hmm.
So when you're the house DJ of that location, you sometimes will get stuck so many times because of the ones that always come back. The ones
Hmm.
that come back always want to hear their song,
Yep,
and they can
that's so
care
true.
less about anybody else as long as they hear their song. And so then if you get like 8 to 10 people like that, you're stuck playing the same stuff over and
And
over
over
and
and
over
over
again. And it
again.
doesn't matter if you're at a skating rink, a club. It's a normal. I remember a lot of DJs get burnt out because they're tired of playing the same old stuff.
Yep.
And that's one of the things about being free. When you're able to go into an environment and you're able to be free and play your music, or not really your music, but the music that you're feeling at the time that you're reading your crowd,
Hmm.
then things are better. But when you are, oh well, I want you to play this song, and that's why I don't really do a lot of requests. Um,
Hmm.
because most of the time when you're doing requests, majority of the time it's going to be the same stuff that gets you stuck,
Yep,
because you
that's
get
true.
that one song. Let's say your most of the stuff that you're doing is from 95 to 105. You got a nice groove, and then here comes this person. They want to hear Candy by Cameo, and it's like 110. And that 110 Cameo, because of the way the beats are in the Cameo song, you can't do nothing with that if you're cruising at 95 to 105.
Yep.
So you're putting a bad, you're kind of like you're stuck, because then you have to tell a person, no, I can't do that, because it's a it's like it's a trap.
Yep, it's
It's
like
a
putting
trap.
yourself in a bad spot, you know. So
Right,
it's like it depends. Like if I do get a song request, I'll take some, and then sometimes if it's a bad song request, I just don't play it, you know.
right.
And, you know, I had this lady last Wednesday. It was me. I had a guy, my homie from the VA. His name was DJ Shack, and he came, and this lady gave us I mean, it was a playlist. Like it was already like a whole set of playlists. And like she was DJing, that would be her playlist for the night, and it was at least 80 songs on there. She even had a slow set part of the playlist, and I was just like, okay. I was like, you want us to play all these songs? And she's like, yes, because it's my birthday. And I was like,
Wait,
okay,
this was
man.
okay. This was a private party then.
No, it wasn't a private party. This was on last Wednesday of our adult night. And I was just like, okay, ma'am. And I looked at the playlist, and it was majority of like 70s and 80s music. And I said, ma'am, I will try to play at least one or two of them, but I can't play all these songs. And she was like, why not? It's my birthday. And I'm like, ma'am, I know it's your birthday, but I said, you see all these other people, I have to please them too. I can't just
Right,
please you. And she's
right.
like, I'm turning 60 years old. It's my birthday. I haven't been in the rink in a long time, and I have got to hear all these songs. I was like, ma'am, I would try my best, but it probably won't happen. And
And
I
see,
just left it like that.
you know what, and that's the point that I really want to make about people that make requests. It's like, if it's like, and we were just talking about sets, right?
Hmm.
For a good skate set, you need a good 4 hours. A good 4 hours is a good skate set.
Yep.
Um, a, a 2 hour, and I know it by heart. A 2 hour and 30 minute skate set is anywhere between 35 to 50 songs.
Yep.
If everybody came in and put in a request, you would probably have the worst skate night ever,
Yep.
because everybody request would be completely different. And
Yep.
I explain to people that you come in, okay, I don't really do requests, but if your request kind of fits the flow of things, then no problem. But if you come in and you got 3 to 5 to 80 songs, it's impossible
Yep.
to please everybody. And especially if you're talking about a bunch of old school, it's only but so much old school music you can play for skaters. I'm sorry. It
Hmm.
just, a lot of people just like, well, you said it was old school skate night and you playing a mix of this and so forth. Guess what? I got a variety of different skaters in here. I got JB skaters, I got freestyle skaters. I got to do something, because I'm not going to sit here and play a lot of 70s music, because there's only but so much you can take from the 70s.
Yep.
There's only so much you can take from the 80s. There's only so much you can take from freestyle. JB is, you have to give a nice little roundabout. If you come in, all your stuff is 70s, I'm gonna have a lot of pissed off skaters.
You
Uh,
gonna what? They gonna be ready to burn the ring.
right. So it's like, we are the regulators as DJs. We have to regulate stuff, And some people. I mean, that's why it doesn't bother me not one bit. Oh, I can't stand the way he did it. Okay, see you next time. It's just it's just. I mean, you have to have thick skin in this business to where
Mm-hmm.
when a person come in, okay, they might not get their vibe in like they want to, but some nights you will, some nights you won't. It just it depends on how things are flowing. If you go into a skating rink and you see a younger group and you're the only old person in there, you better fall in.
You got to fall in,
You gotta fall in. You can't
Like,
come in and think you're the only one, or there's only five of you. You can't actually think you're gonna go in and change it because there's five of you versus 200.
yep, you
So
can't.
that's the thing that this is one of the reasons why I want to do this is to highlight what a skate DJ does and how we operate, because the misunderstanding
Excuse
about
me.
the skating rink is that you can just go in and make a request, but it's a whole different type of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
It's a complete different vibe. It's not like the club. It's not like a private party. It's something that is a lot more harder to regulate because there's a larger, um, I guess you could say, what we have to monitor and what we have to see, or I should say, what we have to see at watch the crowd. We have to observe the
Mm-hmm.
crowd. The crowd is different. You can be. I've seen where you have the oldest skater in there, but they JB skater.
Yep.
So I've seen where you have the youngest skater in their freestyle. So it's not. It's completely different than the
It's
club.
it
Than
done change. Everything's gonna change and
right,
evolve, so just gotta be up to par with it, that's all.
right. Well,
Mm-hmm.
Almari, aka DJ YungStylez, I'm glad that I was able to get you to come in and speak and talk about this. And again, I know we're all here in Fayetteville. I gotta say we're all proud of you because you have made some things that a lot of people who've been here longer than both of us have been trying to do, and you was able to come in and make a big difference in the community, especially in the skate community. So I
Look,
did want to highlight you because you are an outstanding DJ. You are extremely great skate DJ, and you're doing great things. Every time I see you, you're always doing great things. So
thank you for having me on your podcast, and I'm just happy to be able to put Fayetteville back on the map even more with skating. So everywhere I go, where I DJ at, I let people know, hey, Fayetteville, we got a adult night, and it's on and popping. So make sure you come on out. So I always make sure the home team get reps. So
oh yeah, you said on the map. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think February wasn't on the map until you hit it, because I mean, when I say this, I'm talking about in the skate world. Now, a
hmm
lot of people might take that the wrong way, but when it comes to the skate community, Fayetteville didn't exist until you did what you did, and so
yeah,
now we're being recognized in so many different ways to where we're no longer that traditional old school way of doing things. So
yep. Let's
you
just
did
starting
that.
to
I mean, you
involve.
had a lot of people supporting, and backing you, but overall, you was the one that took lead with it. So
I'm kind of glad it worked out though. So it's just
yeah,
I'm just kind of happy that Fayetteville now got a skate scene, and it's just gonna keep growing and growing. So can't
yeah.
wait.
And the thing is, we ain't got to go all the way to Raleigh now. All
Yeah,
right.
but it's
All right, DJ Young Styles or
all right
Mario.
now. Thank you
Let's
for
say,
having me.
again, everybody, if y'all have any questions or anything like that, just inbox me or just shoot it up to the comments on this post. This will be posted in it's actually in 5 different locations. So again, if you have any questions, and then also Amari, if they're trying to want to make contact with you, what's a good way for them to
Uh-huh.
reach you?
You can reach me on Instagram. My camera turned off for some reason. You can reach me on Instagram at YUNG_Styles, STYLEZZ. You can also find me on Facebook at Almari Richmond. You can find me on Google. Just type in my DJ name. Um, and those are some ways that you can reach me.
All right. Well, again, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see y'all next time.
All right, now later.
Going backstage.